This is CBS News Colorado at noon. The U.S. Supreme Court decides votes for Donald Trump in Colorado will count and that the states do not have the power to remove any federal candidates from the ballot. It's the big breaking news all morning long. Hello, everyone. I'm Michelle Griego. Your political specialist, Sean Boyd, talked to the lead petitioner in the case. And, Sean, the justices, they were unanimous.
Unanimous in their decision as to whether Colorado or any state has the power to remove a federal candidate from office. They said, absent congressional action, states do not have that power, regardless of whether a candidate engaged in an insurrection or not, which the court did not address at all, saying that is up to Congress to decide. 6 Colorado voters, unaffiliated and Republican, filed the lawsuit that hinged on Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, a Civil War-era provision that essentially says if you take an oath to uphold the Constitution and then engaged in an insurrection, you can't hold office again. Denver District Court found Trump did engage in an insurrection, but Section 3 doesn't apply to the presidency. The state Supreme Court disagreed, saying he engaged in an insurrection and under Section 3 cannot run for office again. The U.S. Supreme Court issued a more narrow opinion that focused only on whether states have the power to enforce Section 3. It said, "We conclude that states may disqualify persons holding or attempting to hold state office, but states have no power under the Constitution to enforce Section 3 with respect to federal offices, especially the presidency." The lead petitioner, Norma Anderson, a former Republican state senator, believes the court's decision is based more on fear than facts.
When I read the Constitution and states' rights, if it's not in the Constitution, we get to do it. And we are delegated elections. And as far as insurrection should be done by Congress, pardon me, the word insurrection is in the dictionary. I think I could look it up and I know the definition. I think they were afraid.
Afraid of Trump's supporters.
Mm-hmm.
And what they would do.
Yep.
If they didn't rule in his favor.
I really do.
During oral arguments and in their written opinion, the justices reflected on what could happen if Section 3 were enforced state by state, saying it could result in a patchwork of decisions and chaos. An evolving electoral map, they said, could dramatically change the behavior of voters, parties, and states across the country in different ways and at different times, and could nullify the votes of millions and change the election results. While the justices were unanimous in their decision that Congress, not states, must enforce Section 3 against federal candidates, the liberal-leaning justices said legislation may not be the only way of doing that. They also noted, historically, Section 3 was not meant to expand state power in federal elections, but to restrict their power to elect Confederates to state and local office. The Colorado case, one of more than 30 nationwide aimed at keeping Trump off the ballot. Maine and Illinois also had decided to disqualify him, but put their decisions on hold as well until the U.S. Supreme Court weighed in. So he is on the ballot, and votes for him will count.
Okay, and already we're getting a lot of reaction from this, right?
Yeah,
Especially,
no surprise.
Yes, no surprise, especially from former President Donald Trump himself, saying this is a big win for America. Well, Secretary of State Jenna Griswold responded as well after losing, saying in accordance with this decision, Donald Trump is an eligible candidate on Colorado's 2024 presidential primary. 16 states, including Colorado, will hold presidential primaries and caucuses tomorrow. Registered voters in Colorado can head to the polls and vote on Tuesday if the vote was not yet cast by mail. Locations are spread all across Colorado and depend on your registered address. We will have live coverage of the Super Tuesday vote count from 6:30 to 10:30 Tuesday night on CBS Colorado. Nikki Haley has won her first Republican primary. Sunday, she won the District of Columbia. Haley says she'll be in the race at least through tomorrow. She has 43 delegates to Trump's 247. Happening right now, lawmakers are revealing legislation that